Hey guys, I got my new rear end installed with triangulated 4-link kit, weld in. Come check it out. See how I done that. You don't want to miss it. You just don't. I just got this tied together right now. I'm gonna take it out and weld it and put a coat of black paint on it. And while I got it all out, I'm gonna take the body off and get that cool 9-inch rear end mounted right there in that box. Triangulated 4-link. That's not crash proof. All that up there is just to hold interior panels up. Of course, the A-pillars, well, I got that braced up, is gonna be pretty strong. B-pillar should be pretty strong. I got the interior structure hung up on my rack, got some black, flat black paint sprayed on them. Welded up, painted up. Sitting and waiting. So I need to move my car care package out of the way so I can get the tractor in here, pick up this body, get it off of there. Then I'll bring the care package back in and disassemble the crate and get all the goodies out of it and get that rear end mounted up underneath that big bad boy. Triangulated 4-link. My name's Rat Rod Bob and I build stuff. All right, got the shop cleaned up a little bit. Don't matter, it's gonna be destroyed again soon anyway. Getting ready to pull the body off so I can mount that rear end. But before I do, I gotta make sure that I get a measurement of where this rear end is at, because I wanna make sure when I put that rear end in that the wheel tire is lined up in the right spot in that fender well. And I think the way I got it right there is about where I want it. Yeah. So I'm gonna get on the inside and get a mark on the frame of where that rear end is at so the other rear end will be in the same spot. So what I'm gonna do, I got a paint marker. So I want a permanent mark. And I got this bolt hole, which should be the same on both sides. And I'm gonna measure from the rear end housing up to that mark. And I got 27 and a half. I'm gonna call it 27 and a half because that side I can see it good from, we just looked at it. So that one's good, we're gonna call it 27 and a half. So I'm gonna write that down, 27 and a half to the rear end tube. So now I can pull the body off. Yeah, look at all that stuff. Man, I appreciate it, Larry. Man. Not to mention quite a few dollars worth of hardware, bolts and stuff to build that crate, boards, plywood. Unbelievable. Yeah, building that crate was an engineering marvel right there in itself. I imagine it took a lot of highly classified scientific rat rod calculations to figure all that out. Well, I don't know. The quality of the parts, I would say Larry don't build rat rods, he builds hot rods. So highly classified scientific hot rod calculations. You done great, Larry. Man, I really appreciate it. You just don't know how much. I got the best fans on YouTube. Ain't no two ways about it. Yeah, I appreciate every one of you too. You just don't know how much. Yeah, if you want to be a subscriber, subscriptions are free all week, just so you know. Now to get that bad boy there, mounted. So I got the 4-link mounts tacked in. I got a 3-degree angle on the pinion. See, they just tacked just in case I gotta move them. So what I wanna do now is get the jack and jack the frame up or down in the range of motion and make sure my pinion angle stays good, and make sure the distance from my pinion yoke to the transmission stays the same or really close to the same. I don't want it to change a lot. So yeah, got to get the jack under it, jack it up and down, check all that. If all that's good, I can weld the mounts and install coilovers. I had to make a couple minor modifications, which most people do when they install these universal 4-link kits. One thing I had to do, I had to cut this mount. You know, originally it was like that. So I had to cut this piece off of it because with that, it would have been, the bar would have been too low hanging down. I didn't want that, so I had to modify that. That tube was too long. It would have been way up here, which I didn't like that, so I cut the tube. And I was kind of concerned because that tube was kind of puny until you cut it and see how thick it is. I mean, that's a 1-inch outside diameter and what, 3/16 wall. I mean, really thick, so they really tough. It don't look tough, but they're tough. Should be no problem. I mean, I'm not gonna be racing the thing anyway. It's just gonna be a cruiser, so we should be fine. So let me get the jack under it and jack it up and down and see what it looks like. So I jacked it up probably as high as it's ever gonna go. I mean, it's probably gonna be about not near that high. That's way above ride height right there. My pinion angle, when I jacked it up, changed just a little bit, which it should. That's what it's supposed to do. When it goes up, it should. Anyway, I checked that, that's fine. I checked distance here, 31, I got it wrote down. So now I'm gonna let it all the way down, as low as it ever go, and check it again. You see that rear end? Do that, that's what it's supposed to do. That's probably as low as it ever go. Let's see. It might go a little bit lower. Yep, you see that pinion angle changing? That's what it's supposed to do. Let me check the distance here. See who it was at 31. Now we at 30 1/4, so that changed 3/4, that's fine. 3/4, that'll work. By the way, I checked to make sure the rear end is centered. You know, I measure from the tire over to the frame on both sides, make sure the rear end is centered this way. I checked to make sure I'm 27 1/2. Remember I marked that? 27 1/2. Let's see how much it changed since I let it all the way down. Okay, we're 27 1/8. I'm gonna go back up, check that again. About to lose my block there. This could fall any minute. Hang in there a minute. That's probably as high as it'll ever go. Well, has to be jumping a ramp for it to go that high. I ain't gonna be doing that, not on purpose anyway. All right, now, yeah, 30 7/8, perfect. What we got here? We got 27 3/4. It went back a little bit. Same, 27 3/4, so it's staying straight this way, going up and down, so that's perfect. Yeah, I can weld the mounts up now. We'd be good. I got it close enough for now because I'm gonna have to disassemble the whole car. When I break it down, to weld the frame up, paint, and all that good stuff. When I put it back together, then I get it dead center of that line. I mean, you guys, you watch some of my past videos, you see me do that. And that line, so with the frame centered to that line and rear end centered with that line, it means it's straight, it'll shoot straight down the road, won't dog track. So I'll do that when I assemble it for the final time, which is gonna be months away, no doubt. All right, let me show you what I got going on here. First thing, if you remember correctly, I had this 4x4 in between there with the body on it, and I had about that much clearance between the tire and the fender, which is not quite enough for ride height, so I wanted to raise the ride height up a little bit, so I put a 3/4 block in there. That's gonna make my ride height about that much above the fender or something like that. And I got 3 positions here for this bottom, so I could come up an inch or 2 inches there. And I'm checking the fit here. I determined this is right, so I went ahead and tacked that in. And I kind of stuck this together. I don't know if you see it or not, but I got a washer in there. So when I weld this and take this back apart, I'll be able to get my shock in there. It won't be such a tight fit. I'll leave the washer out and it'll be a little slack there. And what's gonna happen is, this is gonna come up and weld right there. And first thing I've done is angle my shock all the way up as far as I can without hitting the frame, and I made a mark. I got it on that board right there. So this inside hole can't come no further in than that. I mean, that's about max. So I got that right. And I'm gonna set it up on the lowest hole first, because there's not gonna be any weight on the car, so to kind of sit at right height while I'm building it, and we'll see what it looks like. So basically, that's what I got going on right here. I got 4 positions here, which is gonna bring the car up or down and make the spring stronger or weaker. I don't know if you guys realize that or not, but these coilovers, if they're on an angle, they are weaker than if they were straight up and down. And so I'm assuming if you get online, you can find the exact measurement for angle and how much percentage you lose. And the way I have this angle now, I'm figuring I'm losing probably I've only got like 75%. In other words, if this is a 200-pound coilover, with it on an angle like that, it acts like a 150-pound coilover. The straighter up you get, the more, if you get straight up and down, it's 200, but when you're on an angle that don't have 200, there's less, the more angle, the less. So I'm figuring right now, actually I got 180 coilovers, so you can figure 75% of 180 is probably what I got with it in that position. And if it's not strong enough, I can move it over to make it stronger. And plus I got adjustments. I got these adjustments, I can run the spring up. I got all kind of adjustments. So I got 3 holes here, I got 4 holes here, I got this. I should be able to adjust this rear suspension. I should be able to tune it to do exactly what I want it to do, no problem. So now I'm gonna take this, since I've determined this is gonna work, I'm gonna take this back apart, get these parts cleaned up, shaped up like I want them, and then put it back like I got it there, and just roll it up there and tack it on each side, and then I can weld her up. Well, there it is. Got it tacked together, all of it. It's gonna be great. Hey, look, I even used those pieces I cut off those front mounts for my bump stop brackets. They work perfect. Check it out. Yep. Man, this thing's gonna be cool. Now, I gotta break it down, weld it up, and paint it. Yeah, the rear end houses already starting to rust. I don't want that to happen, so. Yeah, Larry done such a fine job on that. Oh, by the way, some of you probably wondering why I didn't use the high dollar coilovers that Larry sent me. Well, the reason I didn't is because, for one thing, they're too long, they're too tall. Another thing is they use 1/2-inch bolts. And my 4-link kit is set up for 5/8 bolts. And I already had these coilovers that I got with the 4-link kit prepared for this, so, but not to worry, the high dollar coilovers, I got plans for those on a future project, so yeah. We're gonna use them, just not on this one. But this is gonna be great. All right, let me break it down, weld it up, paint it, then we'll stick it back together, put the body back on, and move on to something else. Yeah, those bump stops, that's some highly classified scientific rat rod calculations I used to get the height on those where they will hit before the tire hits the fender well. And I think I got it right, but we'll find out when I put the body back on. I'll take those shots loose and drop it all the way down to the bump stops, and we'll see what it looks like. I think it's gonna be fine though. All right, I got her painted up, cleaned up, painted up, some gloss black. Man, that gloss black is pretty, ain't it? It's just something mystical about gloss black. I don't know what it is. You remember Henry Ford when he first started building cars, he said, you can have any color you want as long as it's black. Yeah, you can't beat gloss black. I got the frame, back half of it cleaned up, painted up too. Still got more welding to do when I get the final breakdown, but yeah, we're gonna put it back together and put the body back on and carry on. Actually, I got a lot of stuff to put together. Yep. And just like that, we have a roller. Yeah. Hey, is that cool or what? I mean, look at that. Looks like a professional. Well, it wasn't professional, put the rear end together, Larry. I mean, you can tell the difference. He's a hot rod builder. I'm a rat rod builder. So there's that. But hey, I think this is gonna work. I think it will. It's gonna be great. Now I gotta get the body back on, see what it looks like. I'm thinking I got it set just about ride height right now. I'm gonna find out when I set the body on and see how much gap we got for the tires of the fender well, see how that looks. I think it's gonna be fine. But like I said, I got plenty of adjustment on those rear coilovers to go up. That's about as low as it's ever gonna go. Well, I can go down a little bit more with spring adjustment. But anyway, I got a lot of adjustment there, so we're gonna be all right. See what we got here. Hey, I think this might work. Hey guys, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Man, you guys are great. I mean, I'm still on a mission for 100,000 subscribers to get that big silver plaque to hang on the wall here somewhere. So if you like what you see, I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. I mean, it don't cost nothing. All you gotta do is click the button, simple as that. So I got the body back on. Let's check it out and see how it looks. So I wanna check how I done on my bump stop clearance. And I got this much room, actually about a 1/4 inch less than that, right there. If I come here and check, so that means I got a 1/4 inch clearance, so that means there's gonna be a 1/2 inch. The bump stop will hit 1/2 inch before the tire gets up. And that bump stop's got some cushion to it. But I do have enough studs sticking up. I could put at least a 3/8 spacer between the bump stop and this to bring the bump stop down a little bit if I need to. So we're gonna be fine. That's about ride height. It might be a 1/2 inch higher than that, but something like that right there. But look, it looks like factory built stuff. I don't know who done that, but they done a really good job. All of it, rear end, build, installation, all of it. Good work, guys. Hey, this thing's gonna be great. You hear me? Yeah, we getting it. We just ain't got it yet. Man, that's a lot of work. I'm taking the rest of the weekend off with pay. Appreciate you. See you next time.